This is another edition of the Wheel Estate Cam, but today's cam is not mounted to the steering wheel because I couldn't get my other camera to work. So this is just going to be an iPhone version. Anyhow, I want to talk about, I'm on my way back from Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, Eastern Shore. And I want to talk about what happens when you don't find enough inventory in the price range that you're looking for, particularly in the upper brackets. For example, in Arlington, Clarendon, there's very limited inventory in the 1 million to 1.2 million. So a lot of people are just, sitting back and waiting and doing nothing, waiting for that, not perfect house, but any house that might hit in that price range. So what I've started doing is actually looking at acquiring land and building, a concept that I would have thought of 9 months ago, a year ago, to be absolutely absurd. The thought of building, like with all the inventory out there, why would someone actually build something from scratch? It just seems like it's not good for the environment, starting from scratch when there's so much stuff out there. But now there's very little inventory in some of these price brackets, and what you can do is frankly, MLS now allows you to search for land, so you can search for the word land, Arlington. Now, if the remarks say something like, this house has a nice piece of land in front, it's still going to come up, but that's how it works. And what happens is you can search for land in the 500K price point, and with that, you can then build a home between $500,000 and $700,000. Now, the number one advice for building is to get at least 2 quotes. Detailed quotes, not like fly-by-night, throwing out some number, $135, $150, $125 per square foot. That doesn't work. It has to be more detailed. It's a very difficult process. Well, it's a fairly difficult process getting a real number because there's so many variables involved. You can't just say, how much does it cost for you to build a house? One thing you can't say is, how much did it cost for you to build that house? But make sure you're including all the site costs and all the design and tear down and all that stuff. So anyhow, there are a good number of properties in Vienna, Arlington, where there's land available, sometimes as low as $375, but more in the 500K range. And then you look to build. Now there's 2 different ways to build. There's a concept called stick building, which is the regular old, here's a place, let's bring some piece of wood, stick, and build a house. Now there's another concept called modular homes. I'm not talking about mobile homes like homes that have actual wheels on them or anything like that. An actual modular home is a home that's built, here are the outlets. You want to go to the outlets?
Again.
Again. A modular home is a home that's actually built in a factory. And one might say, well, I don't want my home built in a factory. Well, actually, by having higher skilled workers that are able to work year-round, you get a higher quality product, and you also get to save between 3 to 5 months in the process, because there's no worries about rain delays and weather, winter, cold delays. So you get to skip all that process and move in. And not only is the process about this, it's hard to determine whether it's cheaper. One might say that it's cheaper because it's the same price, but then you get much more, a higher quality product. You get windows that are $5,000 or $10,000 more expensive, which is more energy efficiency savings. You get 2x6. It's built with 2x6 pieces of wood instead of 2x4 pieces of wood. Again, another example of it being higher quality. And by doing modular, you got to account also in the savings for your carrying costs. If you buy that piece of land, how much is that going to cost per month versus having a modular place done 4 months earlier? So you have to either account for the cost of the land, or you account for like the construction loan, the entire amount, and that'll save you another $10,000 to $20,000. So you really have to net everything in the end, find out what is a better quality product, best bang for the buck. Make sure you get a couple quotes, and let me know if you have any questions, because this is something that I've been encountering more and more as the inventory has not been very promising in the $1 to $1.3 million price range. Building might be the new and recommended alternative to buying. Didn't think I'd ever say that. Anyhow, check me out, blog.franklyrealty.com. Make sure you leave a comment. Nobody likes reading a blog that has no comments. Thousands of you visit, but only about 1 in 500 actually leave comments. So tell me what you think, what you like, what you don't like, debate, just say hi, just say thanks. But make sure you participate. Ciao.